What's poppin', guys? Welcome back to Garden State Barbecue. My name's Giuliano Ruggio, and today we're making some homemade cold smoked cured bacon. Let me show you how we do it.
We're gonna start our week-plus long process of making bacon. I pulled this pork belly out of the freezer. We're gonna cut it up into 3 equal parts, and we're gonna be doing bacon 3 ways. Stay tuned. We're gonna keep this super simple. Our 3 main ingredients, or our 3 variables, I should say, between the 3 pieces of pork belly are gonna be, we're gonna do a maple syrup as our sweet component. And again, we're gonna do a simple, 1% sugar, 2.5% salt, 1/4% curing salt for each of these, and they're gonna go in a vacuum sealed bag. So like I said, first one, maple syrup. The second one's gonna be just a, peppered bacon. I'm gonna use my all-purpose rub. And then the third one, I'm gonna use Coca-Cola as my sweet component. So my 1% sugar for each of these are gonna be, well, this one is, although I'm using my all-purpose rub, I'm just gonna use regular turbinado sugar. The sweet component for the other is gonna be maple, and the sweet component for the third is gonna be Coca-Cola. So it should be pretty interesting, and everything's a percentage by weight of the piece of pork belly. Use a scale, set it to grams, couldn't be any simpler. So yeah, let's get the seasoning mixtures ready to go, the vacuum sealed bags, and we're gonna get these all wrapped up and just in the fridge for a week. So I'll get you guys when I put everything in the bag. All right, so we have our first piece of bacon in the bag. They're each about 1,200 grams, and again, super simple. So I have here, again, 2.5% of salt, 1% sugar, and 1/4% in curing salt. Now, it doesn't by the gram, so it doesn't seem like a lot, but this is gonna go in a vacuum sealed bag. And then when the pork belly starts to release the juices and everything, it works out to be perfect. So this is the maple one. I'll get this in the bag and vac seal, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys, here's our maple. Again, keeping it super simple when I bag them because, I mean, really, it's only gonna absorb so much, like, as far as flavor profile goes. So keeping it simple for the curing process. When we go to cold smoke it, that's when I'll throw some black pepper and some seasonings that kind of work with each slab individually. But we'll do that, like I said, once we cold smoke it. We have our 3 slabs of bacon done. Again, the maple. I don't know if you can see that through the bag, but labeled Coca-Cola, and then just regular sugar. We do 7 days in the bag, flipping every day. 24 hours, all of them uncovered on a rack to dry out in the fridge. Then we're gonna cold smoke them. And as I cold smoke them, the maple ones, I'm gonna brush with maple syrup. I'm gonna reduce down some Coca-Cola for the Coca-Cola one, and the sugar one, we're gonna leave it without anything. So we'll see you guys in a week.
All right, folks, 7 days has gone by, just like that for you guys. Let's grab this bacon, let's take it out of the packaging. We got one more process we're gonna do before we cold smoke it. And what I'm gonna do is lay it out on some wire racks on a tray and put it in the fridge to dry out for 24 hours. And then I'll show you what we're gonna do when we go to cold smoke it. So let's grab the bacon, let's see what it looks like. Here's what it's looking like. The maple, not much of a scent to it, but fat cap side and the meat side. All right, guys, another 24 hours has passed. It's time to take our bacon out and get it cold smoked. Today we're going to be using the CampChef. I actually just bought this. I've never owned a pellet cooker. I just bought this a few months ago, and I really enjoy it. It's got that smoke box in it. So what we're going to be doing is leaving it in the fan mode only and lighting up with a torch some wood chunks and using that fan to just create plenty of smoke to keep those temps down at around 130 or less is what I'm really going for. Put a ton of smoke on it for a few hours, and then yeah, so let me show you guys how I set up the pellet cooker for this cold smoke. All right, so as I was saying, so you see here we got our wood chunks lit. So now we're just going to shut this down open this valve, which opens a flap to allow that fan to blow on those chunks. All right, guys, so we have the pellet cooker set up. As you can see, it's starting to churn out some smoke off the backside. We're at about 120 degrees. So, like I said, I'll keep that valve wide open. It should keep that smoldering. If it's not producing enough smoke, I'll just open that drawer and hit those wood chunks with the torch and just leave that lid shut and just make sure it's producing smoke. And we're keeping temps super low so we're not to, render any of the fat from the slab. All right, guys, so like I said, as you can see, this thing is just churning away some smoke. Let me show you what we're gonna do with each of these slabs. Maple syrup one, I'm gonna be brushing with maple syrup. That's it throughout the, maybe just in the beginning, maybe I'll do it a couple of times, I'm not sure. The Coca-Cola, I took a 6-ounce can and I reduced it down to a nice syrupy consistency to match the maple syrup. So I'm gonna brush the Coca-Cola one with this, and yeah, like I said, we'll throw it out on the Camp Chef and it should be pretty good. So let's get it going. Black pepper is looking like smoky. This one, right? Close it down. I don't use too much. 3 toothpicks, maple syrup. 3 toothpicks, maple syrup. And that's quite evident by the dark color. 2 toothpicks, Coca-Cola. Right up front. So let's shut this down, let it cold smoke. We'll catch you guys back in a little bit. So I have the app here. All right, so right now the pit temp's at 120. I have the alert temperature set to 100 degrees. So I'm looking for 2 things, either to hit that alert temperature, or if I look out here and I just simply don't see any smoke rolling off the back of the cooker, that's my cue to open up the box and add, I'm just getting rid of all these little small pieces, any wood chunks that'll just fit in there is what I'm going for. Yeah, so what I'll do is the next time I go to put more wood in, I'll bring you guys in so you can kind of see what that smoke box looks like. As you can see from what's emitting around me, this thing's just pluming out, plenty of smoke, maintaining temps sub 130, which is what I'm going for. So, although our temps only went down to about 118, I don't know if you guys could see that there. As you could see, our coals are gone. Our temps are at about 110, so I'm just throwing this little kind of tiny stuff in there. This will burn out quick, but might as well use it. As you can see, it's already lighting on fire. So I'll just open that fan up. She's been on now for probably about an hour. Maybe we'll take a peek. We'll wait an hour. Let's wait an hour. We'll take a peek, see if we're gonna hit the tops of the maple and the Coca-Cola slabs with another hit of that syrup. So now this is quite obviously not the traditional way, or I shouldn't even say that. So producers of bacon, I should say, are smoking, cold smoking at like under 70 degrees. We've been pretty much going at a steady 100 to as high as 150 degrees running on just the wood chunks. And like I said, I'm just looking for the right color. I want to allow it to dry out some. Let's see what it looks like. If it's still very wet on the outside after 4 or 5 hours, like I said, I'm just gonna let it go, get a good amount of color. If it's not dry looking, at that point I'm gonna raise the temperatures up and I'm gonna let it go at that 160 or so to allow it to kind of dry up around the outside. I'm gonna let it completely cool down. I'm gonna wrap it. I'm gonna let it go back in the fridge overnight, and then at that point I'm gonna slice it. 3 hours in, let's take a look at these slabs. And doesn't look like we have to add wood because, like I said, it's, as you can see, it's still chewing away. So let's take a look at these slabs after 3 hours. All right. All right, as you guys can see, starting to take on some color. Again, plenty of smoke. There's our regular black pepper, our maples in the back there, and obviously with the darker color in the Coca-Cola. Starting to pick up that red hue, but still not quite where I want it. Still releasing a fair bit of moisture, so You know, maybe because of the maple syrup and the Coca-Cola, these are very wet. The regular one's looking much, much drier. So I'm not quite ready yet to pull it off. We're gonna let it keep going, and yeah, let's let it keep smoking away.
A few moments later.
Let's bring you in for a closer look here. Put on excellent color. All right, folks, we are now 2 days past the cold smoke. So we cold smoked it, went in the fridge overnight, uncovered, and then the next day, I took them all out and I put them all back in vacuum sealed bags, and it went another day or two, I guess. Here's the maple, the black pepper. That's what that's looking like. Here is the Coca-Cola. Let's pull these all out of the package. Let's slice them up. We're gonna be making some breakfast today, so stay tuned. All right, folks. Take in all the sounds of nature. Let's start with this guy. Pepper. Putting it in the vac bag for that additional day will also allow the smoke to kind of tame itself down a little bit and mellow out and kind of distribute within the bacon. So on the end, let's go. That's what that's looking like. Let's go with the maple. This seems to be slicing a little bit more like tender almost, like it's a little bit softer. That's what that's looking like. Look at that bad boy. Look at that color. Man, that's nice. The Coca-Cola. And here's what it's looking like. Made as per my liking, of course. Black pepper, maple, Coca-Cola. You can see the Coca-Cola, I guess because of the sugar content, really got dark around the edges where that, you know, Coke glaze was on there. So yeah, let's eat this. Let's give it a taste. Let's start off with the pepper. That's what that's looking like. Cheers. Can't beat homemade bacon. Yeah. Just good old classic bacon. Thick cut. Really good. Maple. That's pepper. This one's maple. You taste maple syrup? Oh.
Not that really.
I'm not getting a whole lot of maple syrup flavor out of that. I gotta figure out how I can concentrate that down to really highlight that maple syrup taste. I'm not getting it a whole lot. And potentially the star of the show, the Coca-Cola. That's that there. Let's see how the Coca-Cola tastes. I'm getting like caramel notes, you know, that malty kind of flavor from it. Would I say or know that it's Coca-Cola? No, but that little piece of bacon that you just gave me, I got a little bit more maple flavor out of that. But Coca-Cola one, I think is my favorite though. Like I said, it's really got like a malty flavor to it. Guys, make your bacon at home yourself. It tops any bacon you'll buy at the store. It's delicious. It's cheaper too. And yeah, a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, but now I have bacon to pack up, vacuum pack in slices. I'll cube some up. You know, you have it for a while. So, guys, thanks for watching. Please, if you guys aren't already, please subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you guys know when I'm posting new videos. Share this with a friend. I appreciate you guys. See you on the next